Hello students, today we will discuss about the next part of organizing, that is formal and informal organization and delegation of authority and structures of organization. So we are here to study about the formal and informal organization. First of all, we discuss about the meaning of formal organization. What is formal organization? The formal organization, it refers to the organization structure which is designed by the management to accomplish a particular task. किसी भी टास्क को पूरा करने के लिए जो डिजाइन तैयार किया जाता है उसको फॉर्मल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बोला जाता है. इट मीन्स इट रेफर्स टू द it refers to the organization structure which is designed by the management to accomplish a particular task. It means a formal organizations in which responsibilities, authorities and mutual relationship among all the employees working in an organization are clearly defined. In formal organization, every person's responsibilities, authorities and mutual relationship are very clearly defined. Clearly defined, the relationship among the authorities or employees is known as formal organization. किसने किससे बात करनी है, किसने किसको काम देना है, किसने किसको आंसर देना है, everything is very clear in formal organization. There are some 6 features. Number one, it has defined relationship, as we are discussing in the meaning, that it has defined relationship, clear relationship. Second, it is based on rules and procedure. It means predetermined rules are and procedures in the formal organization are observed. According to that, objectives are to be achieved. With the help of predetermined rules and procedures, every objective of the company is to be determined. Third, it is based on division of work. It means the chief organization basis of formal organization is the division of work. It is this that connects the efforts of different departments with each other. Division of work means every department is interrelated, and every department, when interrelated is there, then which department is answered to whom and which department gives the task to whom. This is very clear. It is deliberately created. Deliberately created means in order to achieve the objectives of the organization in a easy manner. Very म्यूचुअली स्टडी की जाती है रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशंस बनाने के लिए, प्रोसीजर्स बनाने के लिए इन फॉर्मल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. दैट्स व्हाई वी कैन से दैट इट इज deliberately created, and after creating deliberately, the objectives are very easily achieved. In an easy manner, objectives are to be achieved. It is impersonal. Impersonal means no feelings are there. If anybody is suffering any problem, then another person will be do the task, but no relaxation to that person will be there. So it is impersonal. It is more stable because of formal organization, because of clearly relationship. It is a stable, more stable than informal organization. So this is the first type of organization, formal organization. What are the advantages? Easy to fix accountability, who is answerable to whom. No overlapping of work, again and again किसी को काम डबल और किसी को सिंगल नहीं दिया जाएगा. Unity of command possible means who is answerable to whom, it is very clear here. Who will who will give the task to whom. This is very clearly defined. Easy to get goals because everybody is busy to get their own objectives. Stability in organization, it is more stable because everything is predetermined. That's why the authorities are here to discuss everything according to the rules and procedures. So it is very stable. Limitations, delay in work. Delay in work in the sense every activity is bound by rules which causes unnecessary delay in the completion of work. Everybody is bound, मैंने हर कोई बांधा होता है अपने रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशन के अकॉर्डिंग. वो फॉर्मली बात सबको करना होता है, इनफॉर्मली बात ही नहीं कर सकते. एंड दैट्स व्हाई वर्क is almost delay here. लैक ऑफ इनिशिएटिव, इट मीन्स इनिशिएटिव एम्प्लॉयज के जो आइडियाज हैं वो उनका हम फायदा नहीं उठा सकते बिकॉज प्री डिटरमाइंड हमारे जो रूल्स हैं वो बन चुके होते हैं. द एम्प्लॉयज हैव टू डू व्हाट दे आर आस्क्ड टू डू and they do not have a chance of some independent thinking. This therefore kills initiative. Whose initiative? Employees. While working, some employees have got the ideas how to complete the task in easy manner, then that will not be there. That ideas will not be operated because all the ideas are predetermined. Then mechanization of relation. There is the relationship, all the peoples are defined. This leaves no chance of any mutual interplay. Thus, the knowledge of other people and their experts experience cannot be exploited. तो यहाँ पे मैकेनाइजेशन ऑफ रिलेशन. तो नेक्स्ट आ जाता है हमारा टाइप ऑफ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, इनफॉर्मल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. हमने फॉर्मल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के फीचर्स एंड एडवांटेजेस और डिसएडवांटेजेस स्टडी की हैं. नाउ देयर इज अ इनफॉर्मल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, सेकंड पार्ट ऑफ द second type of the organization. Informal organization, it refers to natural grouping of people. Informal organization, it is a natural grouping of people. It is not predetermined. It is not rule according to rules and procedures. So it refers to the natural grouping of people in the work situation to meet personal needs. Clear? पर्सनल नीड्स को पूरा करने के लिए हम जो इनफॉर्मल वे से बात करते हैं किसी से, आउट ऑफ द वे जाके फॉर्मल वे के, तो वो इनफॉर्मल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन काउंट आउट होता है. सो देयर आर मेन फीचर्स. Number one, based on formal organization. Because of the limitations of formal organization, informal organization are to be created. Second, it has no written rules and procedures because this is not clearly predetermined. So in this organization, there are no written rules and procedures to govern interrelationship, but there are group norms which have to be observed. For example, employees working in an organization and belonging to a particular community form a separate group in the informal way. Gradually, some norms do emerge or his own self. Community, sometimes community based groups ban jate hain. That is informal organization, not formal organization. Third is independent channel of communication. It means everybody is free to talk to any authority. In this organization, relations among different people are not defined clearly, जैसे scalar chain में होता है, but because of a person at the lowest rank can have direct contact with the person at a highest level. So the flow of communication cannot be specified. Who is accountable to whom? Whose responsibilities are there? This is whose authorities are there. This is not predetermined. It is not deliberated created. It means informal organization is not deliberated created. It emerges out of mutual relationship and taste. Because ये जो म्यूचुअल रिलेशन और टेस्ट क्रिएट किए जाते हैं उससे बनाई जाती है, ये थॉरली स्टडी करके नहीं करी जाती. इट हैज़ नो प्लेस ऑन द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन चार्ट. इट मीन्स जो हमारा रजिस्टर होता है, जो रूल्स एंड प्रोसीजर्स होते हैं, उनके ऊपर इनका कोई भी रिटर्न पॉलिसीज नहीं होती. And next is, what is organization chart? Organization chart is a drawing which shows the relationship among the various posts established in the organization. Relationship among the various posts established in the organization, ये हमारा organization chart होता है. And what is organizational manual? In the organizational manual, the authorities and responsibilities of various posts established in the organization are explained. It also gives other relevant deals. Sorry. ऑर्गेनाइजेशन चार्ट एंड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन मैनुअल. ऑर्गेनाइजेशन चार्ट में हमारा जो रिलेशनशिप है वो शो नहीं किया जाता, और जो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन मैनुअल होता है उसमें वेरियस पोस्ट और इसकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी जो है वो शो की जाती है. इट इज़ पर्सनल फीलिंग्स को अंडरस्टैंड किया जाता है यहाँ पे. इट लैक्स स्टेबिलिटी बिकॉज ऑफ completing the task it's over, so its stability is less. Because of formal organizations has the more stable than or informal organization. What are the advantages? Number one, faster speed. Clear? Because communication, you have not to follow the scalar churn while communication. That's why you can take the decisions with the help of authority immediately, and you have no restriction to meet with the higher rank authorities. So delay in decisions is the weak point of formal organization. That is the positive point of informal organization. Fulfills organization objectives, because here there is no pressure of formal organization. In the informal organization, the subordinates put their ideas before the superiors without any fear or hesitation. It helps the superior to understand their difficulties, and immediate solution of the problems is sought out, clear out किए जाते हैं. And since the problems are easily solved, it becomes easier to achieve the objectives of the organization. It means no hesitations is there while giving the initiatives in this informal organization. That's why fulfill organizational objectives according to the time. Limitations, it creates rumors means अफवाहें, ये इनका मिसयूज भी इन रिलेशनशिप्स का मिसयूज भी किया जाता है इन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन whenever there is a informal organization. It means rumors क्रिएट किए जाते हैं. It resist change, ये चेंज करने में बहुत मुश्किल से हेल्प करती है. The organization resist change and lay stress on adopting the old techniques. And pressure of group norms, जैसे उसमें नो प्रेशर था इसमें प्रेशर हो जाता है. इन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन people are under pressure to observe group norms. Sometimes the people assembled in informal group lose sight of their objectives. Sometimes informal way में हम इकट्ठे हो जाते हैं and we are totally out of the way to our objectives. Because of that, objectives are very difficult to achieve. So this is the informal organization in which we are studied features, advantages and disadvantages. Now, there is an important question, that is difference. There is a chart where we are clearly show which we have discussed before and now. First of all, organizing, then we have studied features in last lecture, division of work, coordination, plurality of persons, common objective, organization is a machine of management. Second, we have studied here importance, and importance is number one, benefits of specialization, clarity in working relationship, optimum utilization of resources, adaptation to change, effective administration, development of personnel, and expansion and growth. And we are here to study in last lecture process, that is identification and division of work, departmentalization, assignment of duties and establishing reporting relations. Now today's lecture we are here to study about the type of organization, that is two type, formal and informal. Formal के feature study किए, advantages and disadvantages, and then informal के features, advantages and disadvantages. Now we are here to study about the difference between formal and informal organization. What is formal organization? सबसे पहले meaning, you know very well, an organization created by the management in the form of structure of authority is called formal organization, in which relationship are clearly defined. You can write the meaning of that also. It's not necessary to write the meaning of formal organization just like written here. You can write the meaning from the book, that clearly relationship will be defined in formal organization. An organization born out of mutual relationship is called informal organization, and it emerges automatically. Clear? Now, origin. Number one, to origin. It is established because of the rules and policies of the organization that are in a written form. It is established because of social relationship, yani mutual relationship. Informal organization. Now, authority, formal organization. Authority is born out of the post establishing the organization and moves downward. Authority means whenever we are giving the task to our uh, employees, then employees have the duty to give the answer to authority. So ये authority is born to downwards. जो हमारे से नीचे एम्प्लॉयज वर्क करते हैं हम उन्हें अथॉरिटी देते हैं टू कंप्लीट द टास्क. In informal organization, authority comes into existence because of individual virtues and Authorities moves downward, or it can be horizontal. It means you can move here and there to give your answer. To whom you want to discuss your task, you can easily discuss. There is no foundation of any rules to you in informal organization. Behavior. Formal organization का behavior predetermined है. It means that it is non beforehand, यानी पहले से ही ये निश्चित होता है who will do what and how will he do it and who will be the boss and who will be the subordinate. Everything is predetermined. Informal organization behavior depends on individual attachment, which means it is not predetermined. उसका predetermined नहीं होता, जिससे बात करनी होती है वो उसी से बात कर देते हैं. Next is flow of communication. A formal organization means ये scalar chain की तरह होता है कि who is answerable to whom. It is very clearly, that's why communication is defined. In informal communication, not defined because there is no direction. The employees can move in any direction while giving the answers or tasks. Next, nature. It is more stable. Forecasting is possible in it. Informal organization. Informal organization, this is temporary and less stable than formal organization. And leadership, because of their high ranks, the managers are the leaders. Clear? High ranks, high rank के जो है यहाँ पे leaders होते हैं, वो managers ही leader count होते हैं. And in informal organization, leaders are elected by the employees who have the power to convince the authorities to talk with the authority without hesitation. That leader will be elected by the employees, and on behalf of employees, leader are to be discuss all the problems with the authorities of the employees. Clear? Leaders is elected in informal organization. This is the difference between formal and informal organization. Now next question है हमारा types of नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन टाइप्स ऑफ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन स्ट्रक्चर. अभी हमने क्या पढ़ा है? ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के टाइप्स. वी आर स्टडीड टाइप्स ऑफ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, फॉर्मल एंड इनफॉर्मल. नाउ वी आर हियर टू डिस्कस अबाउट द टाइप्स ऑफ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन स्ट्रक्चर. गॉट इट? ऑर्गेनाइजेशन स्ट्रक्चर हैज टू टाइप, functional and divisional. Organization structure has two type, functional and divisional. Now first of all, we are discuss about the organization structure. What is organization structure? It refers to that framework within which all managerial and non-managerial tasks are performed. It means it is a framework under which managerial and non-managerial tasks are to be framed. This is called organization structure. Every organization have different type of structure, just like school, just like hospital, just like malls, just like any church. Every not church, just like a big shop, yeah, small shop. Every organization have their own type of structure because their need of places and जिसे हम अलमीराज बोलते हैं या कपबोर्ड्स बोलते हैं, उनकी टोटली डिफरेंस होता है. सो दिस इज अ organization structure. It means framework. Clear? It refers to the framework within which all managerial and non-managerial activities are to be performed. So this is organization structure, and it is of two types, functional and divisional. First of all, functional organization structure. What is this? There is a very minutely difference between functional and divisional, so be careful. Functional organization structure refers to the division of the whole enterprise according to the major functions or activities to be performed it. Whatever major activities or functions you are to be performed, that is functional structure. It means a person is a organization is producing the goods of only plastic, then it is a functional organization. Whether plastic के वो bottles बना रही हैं, plastic के tub बना रहे हैं, बाल्टियां बना रहे हैं, whatever furniture बना रहे हैं, whatever they are making from that plastic, but that is under the functional structure. इलेक्ट्रॉनिक की शॉप है, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक की सारी आइटम्स बन रही हैं, तो वो भी फंक्शनल स्ट्रक्चर में काउंट होगा. तो फंक्शनल स्ट्रक्चर मीन्स जो मेजर फंक्शन है और एक्टिविटीज हैं वो पूरी एंटरप्राइज में एक हो रही हो, उसे फंक्शनल स्ट्रक्चर बोला जाता है. So now, functional structure refers to division of the whole enterprise according to the major activities to be performed by it. Now, there are advantages and disadvantages. First of all, advantages. Benefit of specialization. Because you know very well the whole company is divided into many departments on the basis of major activities to be performed. Each department is headed by the expert manager. This results in more and better work being accomplished in much is lesser time. Hence, the benefits of specialization becomes available. Benefit of specialization means the person who is perfect in which field that post is given to them. Because there are so many departments. Department, purchase department, production department, marketing department, finance department, personal department. Every department have the perfect manager. Every department have the manager and the manager will be perfect in that in their own post. तो परफेक्शन के अकॉर्डिंग आप काम देंगे तो बेनिफिट ऑफ स्पेशलाइजेशन हम उठा पाएंगे. Second, coordination is established. All the persons working within a department are specialists of their respective job. It makes coordination easier at the departmental level. Coordination is easy because everybody is perfect in their own post. Third, managerial efficiency is increased. It means in this type of it helps in increasing managerial efficiency because of performing the same work again and again. Further, this result in increased profits. जब आप एक बंदा बार बार काम करेगा तो वो एफिशिएंस हो जाएगा जिसके कारण प्रॉफिट्स इंक्रीज होंगे. Minimum duplication of efforts. It means in this type of organization unnecessary duplication of efforts is eliminated. यानी जो फाइनेंस का काम फाइनेंस कर रहा है, परचेज का काम परचेज डिपार्टमेंट कर रहा है, प्रोडक्शन का काम प्रोडक्शन डिपार्टमेंट कर रहा है. Nobody is doing the same job again and again. So duplication नहीं है. And training is facilitated. The person who have lacking in which skill, only that person have given the training. Every person have given the same training, this is not possible here, so that is training is facilitated. Equal weightage to all functions. It means it ensures that all the functions or activities get equal weightage. Clear? Now, uh, there is an importance of functional organization. Number one, ignorance of organization objectives. Each departmental head works according to his sweet will. They always give more importance to their department, to their departmental objectives. Hence, overall organizational objectives suffers. So, ignorance of organizational objectives.